What is up? It's Caitlin, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm coming at you with an October wrap up. We're gonna go over all 6 books that I read in the month of October. So this month was pretty busy for me. I'm running all over the place, but audiobooks and my Kindle make this all possible. So I got 6 books read this month. We have some of my new favorites, and we have some of my new least favorite books ever in this video. So if you like the video, make sure to give it a like, give it a subscribe, maybe comment down below what is your favorite book or least favorite book that you read this month or last month, because it's November 1st officially. If you don't like the video, make sure you dislike it, leave a hate comment. Today I am wearing overalls that are made out of bags of flour. So if that bothers you, maybe something about that. I really like them. Let's give you like a little overall tour. Little overall tour. I don't know if you could see any of this, but here are my flour bag overalls that I love. And that's my outfit of the day. Maybe you can give a little comment about these. I think they're really cute, but maybe you don't. All right, so without further ado, let us get into my October wrap up. All right, so the first book I have for you this month is Tender is the Flesh by Augustina Bazterrica. So I gave this a book a 3 stars. I think a lot of people go into this book knowing that it's extremely triggering, but I feel like I didn't realize quite how triggering it was. It was really fucked up, okay? It was really fucked up. So make sure that you do your proper trigger warning research before going into this book. But if you're mentally strong enough, I think it has a good message. So you should read it. So basically the premise of this book is about if animals developed a virus that made them toxic to humans, and they killed humans if they came in contact with them, or if humans ate them. So instead, sorry, I had to let the dog up on the bed quick. Lay down, Elsa. Bless you. All right, and like I was saying, instead of all of these humans becoming vegetarian, like what would make sense, they instead start to mass produce human meat, and they call it special meat. And quite honestly, a running theme throughout the entire book of this is whether this virus is real, whether the government is making it up just to have population control. And I think that's a really interesting concept. And I feel like I could have given it like a 4 stars if we didn't have the ending. I'm not gonna spoil anything in this video, okay? But to me, if you've read this book, the ending felt very out of character for our main character. It felt very off guard because he acted a lot like other people in the book acted, that he was disgusted with the entire time you're reading from his point of view, and then he acts in a certain manner, and it's just honestly confusing. Besides that, though, I think this book is really good. It really shows you how we treat animals in our mass meat system, but we use humans to describe it and show those scenes, to show you how horrible and gruesome it truly is. And I really wish that I had more of a temperament for food and that I can go vegetarian, because I used to be a vegetarian, but I ate like fucking shit. I ate the fucking Morningstar air fryable bullshit every single day of my life. So I can't continue that anymore, but one day in the future, maybe we can re-get there, because this book really shows you how fucked up the meat industry in this country is. It truly, truly is. Anyway, so I gave Tender is the Flesh a 3 stars. That's our first book of the month. Next, we have Imaginary Friend by Stephen Chbosky. This is the author of Perks of Being a Wallflower. Perks of Being a Wallflower. I don't know why that took me so long to verbalize that. But yes, this is a horror novel, and it's very interesting. So it's basically about a little boy who goes missing in the woods for like 6 or 7 days, and then comes back and has absolutely no memory of what happened besides the nice man helping him out of the woods. So that's all I'll give plot-wise, but I do want to go into other parts of this book and why it just wasn't my favorite book of the month. So, first of all, it was way too long, yet while saying that, I don't see any part of this book that could possibly be cut out. And so I'm not sure what that would be an issue with. Whether that's the writing or the pacing, I have no idea. All I know is every single sentence and every single chapter to this book felt important to me when it came to the end of the story, but at the same time, it was way too long and I was getting just bored by the end of it because I'll segue into this point. The book was, for me, very predictable. I think it discusses really interesting conversations about religion, but with that being said, if you go into it kind of seeing through this religious discussion, you'll see what's happening. It didn't quite ruin the book for me, but with the combination of the pacing and these other issues, it wasn't quite my favorite book of the month. So I would still recommend this book, to be quite honest. It was a pretty solid fantasy not fantasy. It was a pretty solid horror book for me. I'm not a big horror thriller gal, but I really enjoyed kind of the uniqueness of this. I feel like I don't see books like this quite often. I gave it a 3 stars. For me, that's a pretty middle of the road, solid book. I feel like a lot of people can enjoy it, but it just wasn't my favorite book. So let's move on to the third book of October, which is If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. And that big that's what that book makes me want to do. So, first of all, I really should have never read this book to begin with. I don't like Shakespeare, and I never have. I remember having to read Romeo and Juliet, like my freshman year of high school. And long story short, I didn't read it. I didn't read Romeo and Juliet my freshman year of high school. I don't understand Shakespearean English. Good for all of you girlies and boys and, friends out there who enjoy Shakespeare. You would love If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. I'm sure there's much more nuance to this book that I didn't catch on to because I fucking hate Shakespeare and haven't read a single play of his. And, maybe there are some parallels between, his plays and the story, but all I know is I just found it pretentious and predictable. We all knew the ending, let's be honest, because fucking James was acting sus as fuck the entire novel, okay? And then on top of that, all of these fucking conversations happening in Shakespearean English, I think by the end of the book, I was going through at 2.7 speed to just try to fucking finish this goddamn book. I was so fucking tired of it. I was so bored. I didn't like the characters. I wasn't attached to a single one of them. They all felt surface level. To me, it felt like they were trying so hard to have depth that they had no depth, in fact. And again, maybe this compounds with the fact that I think they're pretentious pricks, constantly talking in Shakespeare and thinking they're holier than thou. But I don't like this book. I gave it a 1 stars and I don't recommend it. I think the hype that goes around this book is terrifying because way too many people are like, oh my god, read this book. It's The Secret History by Donna Tartt, but better. And guess what? I fucking hated The Secret History. And I could say confidently, I hate this book even more. So it literally is The Secret History, but the fucking Walmart version, not done any better and not fucking good. I really don't recommend it unless you're a fucking Shakespeare buff, Shakespeare nerd, Shakespeare gal. Then you would fucking probably love this book, but I didn't. I hated it, and we'll move on. I should have never read it to begin with, and I'll never read another book centering around Shakespeare ever again. So then we dive into My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. And I did not give this book a rating. I don't find it appropriate to give this book a rating because what am I rating it on? If I was to rate it on the writing and the storytelling, we're gonna give it a 5 out of 5 stars, right? But the content of this book is so heavy and so deplorable and disgusting. And that's not saying that this story shouldn't be told, because this 110% is a story that should be told. And if you're feeling mentally strong enough to read it, I really recommend it. But it's deplorable. content, and it's something that's really disgusting, but it's explored with delicacy and care and nuance. So if you feel the need to read it, I would look into it just a little more to make sure that you're okay reading this, because there were some moments that I was reading this audiobook and I was chilled to my bones by what I was hearing in my car. I was very disturbed. And like I said, I think that's a testament to Russell's writing skills and storytelling skills. It truly is. She's just such a talented writer. But if you are not mentally strong enough to handle this book, I don't recommend it. I think you really have to have mental strength to handle this book, at least when it comes to this topic. If this topic really, really triggers you, don't pick it up. Wait until you're in a better headspace if you really want to read it. But if not, just know that it's an important story and that it's a story that needs to be read and heard. So yeah, those are my thoughts on My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. Let's move on to the next book of October. Elle, girl, if you are gonna be in here, you can't bark, okay? These motherfuckers down the street are setting off fucking like fireworks or something. Like all the dogs in the neighborhood aren't gonna fucking bark their heads off. Next, we're moving on to some of the best books that I've read of the year. Somehow, these last 2 books of October fucking knocked my socks off, and this next book. Oh my god. I can't wait to have it on my bookshelf. I'm pretty sure I'll be getting it soon, but I don't quite have it yet, but just know, it's fucking coming. There's no way that this series is not going to be represented on my bookshelf because I need it. I fucking need it, and these are my thoughts, and that's how you know it's going to be a 5-star read from me, and that's Jade City by Miss Fonda Lee. Fuck! I love fucking Jade City so much. Even my dog is like, oh my god, calm down, you're scaring me. So basically, Jade City is a fantasy novel surrounding trade, politics, and fantastical gangs. And it's all fucking fantasy, and it's fucking amazing. And if you love drama TV, you'll love this. If you're interested in politics and trade politics and economics and things like that, I think you'll really enjoy this book. I really fucking love this book. I love to see how much time it's going to cover. I'm pretty sure Miss Fonda Lee said it's going to cover 30 years. So I'm so excited because I'm currently reading Jade War, and Jade Legacy comes out this month, so a bitch knows I'm going to fucking pick that up this month. You already fucking know it. And you also already fucking know I'm a fucking Call Hilo stan. You already fucking know it. He's sexy. Don't fucking tell me any spoilers in the comments of anything that happens. I don't want to know, okay? Anyways, every character in this book is sexy. I love reading about sexy people that have sexy problems. Hot girls that have hot girl problems.
Don't get me wrong, I know that I'm hot, but textbook perfection really takes a lot. Weird guys call my phone, and girls call me names, but like Miley said, I can't be tamed. Hot girls, we have problems too. We're just like you, except we're hot.
And I fucking love Jade City. And if you haven't picked up Jade City by Fonda Lee, what are you doing? It took me forever to pick this book up. But like, I really regret that I just fucking waited forever, because it's fucking gold. It's phenomenal. It's fantastic. Amazing. Fucking that meme that I used last video, I fucking can't. I love Jade City, and you all should read it if you have not already. Mina Reads is the first one I've ever heard hype up Jade City. And Mina Reads, I should have fucking took your recommendation like a year and a half ago. What the fuck am I doing? I'm such a fucking stupid ass idiot. I'm brain dead. I'm sorry. But now I'm on the fucking wave, and I understand Mina the Hilo simp. Let's move on. I fucking love Jade City by Fonda Lee. 5 out of 5 stars. Lastly, I actually have this book in my possession. I went to the Amazon 4-star store. I'm sorry. I apologize. But they had Clara and the Sun by Kazu Ishiguro, and this is my last book of the month. And I absolutely adored this book. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. A lot of people are middle in the road with this book, but it came to me at a time where I needed it the most. I have a lot of shit going on in my personal life that kind of isn't exactly the same, but I can really relate to some of the feelings that Clara has in this book, some of the pleas that she makes in this book. Anyway, so Clara and the Sun is about a robot friend who gets bought by a family, and she needs to be an artificial friend to a little girl who happens to be sick, and Clara goes and bargains with the Sun to help save her friend. And to me, this book is really beautiful. Clara, reading from her perspective, is really whimsical. She realizes so much, yet so little at the same time. And as the reader, you can see through some of those rose-colored lenses and glasses that she has. But reading from her perspective can be really innocent and kind of sweet, but at the same time frustrating, and it's upsetting, but then the end of this book is just uplifting. And if you haven't read it, I really recommend it. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. Like I said, it came in a time that I really resonated with this book. And yeah, I'm really grateful that it exists. I'm really grateful that it's on my shelf. I'm not grateful that I saw it in the Amazon 4-star store, but I digress. It's on my shelf, and that's that. 5 stars to Clara and the Sun, if I didn't express that already. All right, fun, fine, friendly folks, we have made it to the end of my October wrap-up. That is all 6 books that I've read this year. I'm so sorry that she continues to get up and down. This is living life with an anxious dog, but it's okay. I just gotta be here for her. I just gotta ride the wave and tell her everything will be okay. That is all of the books that I've read in October. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Give it a comment. What is your favorite and least favorite book that you read this year? If you didn't like this video, make sure to dislike it. Maybe leave a hate comment, like I said, about my overalls, my flower bag overalls that I actually love fucking dearly and adore. Like some of my journalism professors once said, all press is good press, as long as you spell my name right, and that is Caitlin. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day, even you typing that hate comment. I hope you're having a fucking wonderful day, a grand week, an amazing month, and a wonderful rest of your year. I will see you on Friday. Peace and love. Goodbye, my friends.